Hello and welcome to your weekend oracle reading for December 14th and 15th, 2019. I'm Linda the Lightworker. I'm so glad you're here with me. Let's jump into the cards. So our first card that we have today is this Two of Cups. So because this is a water card, Two of Cups, this part of the reading is going to be especially true for anyone who has water in their chart. So that would be Pisces. Who else? Cancer and Scorpio. That's right. Excuse me. So the Two of Cups. Now, oftentimes, a lot of tarot readers interpret this card as a lover's card or being open to new love. That's how many readers depict it, but I prefer to call this card a friendship card because it looks as if all the universe is conspiring here to bring people together and to be helping and collaborating with each other. This is about deepening some of your friendships, deepening partnership, a collaboration. This is also those of you who are joyfully single, about deepening your relationship with yourself or a dark aspect or even a bright aspect of yourself, of the coming together of these two parts of ourselves. Remember, we have to take care of ourselves first and be able to really do our work before we include others. And so this is especially true for those of you who are I'm hearing grieving. There are parts, so for those of you who have been grieving, and it can be from a loved one or a pet or a relationship or whatever your grief is coming from, the loss of another, sometimes when we're in grief, we can become used to suffering, and this can go for any kind of trauma. We become very accustomed to the trauma or the difficulty of a path. And so this Two of Cups is an invitation for you to reclaim part of yourself. Oftentimes it's not feeling guilty about laughing. It's not feeling like, oh, or when you're grieving and all of a sudden you have a great day and you feel very uplifted and good things are happening. And then you remember, oh, I'm supposed to be grieving, or I've been through so much trauma, you're supposed to be suffering. So reclaiming the joyful parts of ourselves, that's the assignment this weekend for those of you who are not venturing into new friendships, new relationships, new partnerships, new neighbors. You might be meeting new people. So stay open to the newness. Oh, I'm hearing there may be some holiday parties showing up and you're being introduced to others, some who might be different, some who might challenge you in very good ways to broaden your perspective. A companion card that came up from the World Spirit Tarot deck is the Strength card. So that's why this card is really speaking to me about reuniting parts of ourselves that we may have left behind. Usually they're joyful parts of ourselves when we're in trauma, and it takes that strength to be able to bring it back in. And the core of that strength is always love. Do you see that lion? The lions really, even though sometimes misunderstood, are all about the love. And cuddles, they love cuddles. So as this beautiful woman is cuddling her lion, she is tapping into her inner strength. Now, sometimes when we're in partnership or friendship or whatever with others, one person, usually the empath, tends to be the strength of the friendship. So remember to be strong for yourself and to really tap into that strength and go deep into the roots of your strength, of where do these loving actions, perhaps someone is misinterpreting or doesn't want your delicious affection. Tap into your strength. Remind yourself that you're always coming from a point of love, no matter the outcome. So tap into your inner strength, especially those of you who are reintegrating some of those darker emotions that were left behind, or brighter emotions as you're coming out of a very traumatic period, or the lighter emotions as you change your identifier. I talk about this often, of how are you identifying yourself? Are you identifying yourself as someone who always needs to be with another, or are you strong enough to be on your own? Listen, there's strength in simplicity is what I'm hearing too. So, okay, we'll get to that. So I'm hearing, thank goodness the cards confirm what I hear. Spirit saying, but what if somebody really wants to be in relationship or relatingship, as a friend of mine calls it, and they haven't for a long time? We get the beautiful Denise Linn from the Denise Linn Sacred Travelers deck. Choosing your path, the message is all is possible. So it really is up to you. For someone who has been solo for a long time and may want to join union, but is afraid because they've been so strong for themselves for so long, just notice which path you choose. Some people actively choose solitude, and that is the right path for them. There are no wrong paths. So just bring awareness. That's all Spirit is saying. Take a step back and notice the paths you are choosing. And I have other friends, another friend who feels incomplete, a woman friend who feels incomplete when she's not in relationship with another person. And so her invitation is to really to embrace her own company and to truly be self-supporting in that way. But just notice whatever your path. There are no wrong paths, but have consciousness about the path you're choosing this weekend. Really reflect upon it and see, why did you choose a certain path? And maybe you're like, oh, I hate this kind of work, blah, 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 whatever story that is. And then step out of the story and go a little bit deeper and say, well, why was I compelled to go into this field or to behave this way, or why do I respond this way? Take a step back, do a little bit of self evaluation in a positive way without judgment on yourself, so that you can clearly choose your next move. Do you want to go to the purple mountains? You might have to walk through the yellow mountains first with this guy. And when I went to my divine action card deck, I got the lovely "You Are Safe." So many times we feel unsafe, or when we have to use our inner strength. A great message to remember is you are safe. You are safe. You are safe. Everything's working out. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but it really is. We have favorable signs ahead for 2020. I promise you I will get this reading out soon, a general reading for 2020. And for all the zodiac, that's my hope, is to get this project done shortly so that we can get it up before the new year. But it really is about paying attention to our path every day and staying in that choice mechanism rather than that victim. Remember to feel strong and tap into your inner strength, and love all parts of yourself, even if they may be a little shadowy or especially bright. Love your light. Allow your light to come through. Okay, my dear, I hope you know how grateful I am that you stopped by my little channel. To my new subscribers, thank you so much for popping in. And please feel free to share my videos if you're compelled to. And I hope you know how much I love you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.